You're tuned into news across the galaxy, where they talk all things LA Galaxy with the Nag Boys. Let's start nagging.
We are live. There's a couple things we should take care of before we do this, right? If you may notice, there's a glass in front of you, so we're gonna make a toast.
Oh shit!
We're gonna toast not to just a new year.
Is that what that is?
Yeah. But you know, a grand opening. You know, a new beginning. I guess. What is it? Beginning or celebrating growth for News Across the Galaxy, which is crazy. Chewy, I need you to join us here for this one, which is crazy. I thought about this and I was like, hey, let me wait till we're on, till we do this.
Yeah.
News Across the Galaxy started here.
Yep.
Right there.
Ooh. Yep. People, so the OG listeners, so the OG viewers.
Yeah.
If you guys remember
it was
very cringy first episodes. They were very scripted, and I was very, very stiff in those videos. But we said, fuck it. Let's do a fucking podcast.
I'm sitting right there.
Watching you be stiff as
it might not seem like it's in the same room. Maybe it's not the same people. But doesn't mean they're not less Nag Boys than we are.
Yeah.
So, yeah, cheers to that. New beginnings. Happy New Year to everyone. Nothing but positive vibes to everyone in 2022. And especially the Galaxy, even though we're not going to make a play that was going to. Cheers, guys. Cheers. Let's go.
Cha-ching. Cha-ching. Before I do drink this, though, I do want to give everybody a little disclaimer. Many people might not know this, but I haven't been drinking for months now.
Yes.
And this is actually going to be my first, and I want to say 6 months. So cheers. I did it just because I thought I could, and I knew I could. And I'm going to continue to do it after this. So thank you for everybody who has supported me throughout these.
Yeah,
cheers, brother.
Cheers to that,
cheers.
Even though I had drank it already. All right, so how does it go? Welcome to News Across the Galaxy, where we talk all things LA Galaxy. My name's Eddie, as always, and we'll always be there. Now in this new studio, we got Brian. Say what up, Brian?
What is
Hey,
good?
show that face, Chewy. Do me a favor. Look how advanced we are. Watch this.
Imagine it comes out.
Brian. Oh, look at that. And right next to him, sorry, bro, because I had to go through this all the time. Not as pretty. We got Edgar. You're like, yeah, that's why I purposely put you here and Brian as far away from me as possible, because I have to go through that shit every week.
Hey, baby, I'm married. So I'm pretty enough for someone.
Take me out.
You know what? That's a win, bro. And then we got the other Lobos.
The other one as well.
We got Willis up in here in the flesh in 3D.
3D, baby.
Yes. What's
Bing
up,
bong.
Willis?
We got the
has-
Terminator Genesis of the Lobos right here.
Has anybody ever told you they look related to me?
Yes.
Because I don't see it.
I don't see it either.
Oh, wow. Really?
I don't see it.
You don't see it?
It's
I don't
in the
even know
eyes.
this fool.
In the eyes?
It's in the eyes.
He's been told it's been in the face, but
It's in the beard.
Yeah.
Welcome, Willis.
Well,
who
thank
I
you.
met for the first time today.
It's the first time I've ever
nice to meet you too, Bryant.
Nice to meet you.
And, well, you know what? He is a lot smarter. There's no way you guys are related. So,
Facts.
I gotta ask this question, guys.
Oh, Chirazo, how you doing, Chirazo? Okay, cool.
Oh, shit.
Ese pinche
Oh,
chirazo
man, how
te
could I
volvió
not?
loco.
Chewy was on camera. I'm sorry.
well.
And I still forgot. On the ones and twos.
The ones and
as
twos,
Owie
babies.
Chuyaso doing all the magic behind the scenes. Doesn't get enough credit. My asshole self even forgot to mention them. So I feel like a fucking jerk. Bad start
Yeah,
to
you
the year.
should, you piece of shit.
Yeah. So, what up, Chewy?
What up, what up?
So my next question was going to be, given the tradition of New Year's, anybody got resolutions? Mine is to be less of an asshole. Don't forget Chewy. So
Failed.
yeah. Ryan, Edgar?
I've come to give up on these New Year's resolutions because it's still Might be a new year, but I'm still the same piece of shit. You know, I'm not gonna fucking change from here to tomorrow. And the bigger goals I set, the more of the disappointment I'm gonna be when I don't reach them. So.
Goddamn, such a fucking downer, bro. There's like,
Hey, that was
there's like somebody's gonna listen to this or watch this later, and like on his Peloton bike and shit. Like, hell yeah, you know, this New Year's resolution, and you just like totally like, it's
okay. Well, I'm saying it like this because I'm gonna do it instead of just saying it. So like, oh, I want to work out more this year. I'm just gonna do it instead of like, oh, that's my resolution. Because if you say it, you're not gonna fucking do it.
Whatever.
You do it by actually doing it. So
People work differently.
I'll set one
mentally.
for you too.
So
So Brian wants to be less of an asshole, just like me. So.
nah. That will
What
not
about you,
happen.
Edgar?
Well, I was just telling you guys before we came on about how this pandemic, which is stretching on for a long time now, has hit me with not just the pandemic bod, but we had a child at the beginning, so I got the very real dad bod. So I got hit with 2 times. So the thing is, I have a membership to a gym, and I also have a membership to a jiu-jitsu studio, which I've only been to once in the last 18 months. That's terrible. So my wife and I sat down yesterday, and I'm like, you know what? I really need to go to the gym. I really need to go to the gym. So damn it, I'm gonna go to the gym. Now, you were talking about resolutions. I used to sit down when I was a kid, and I used to write all these resolutions out, right? And then by like the end of the first week, I completely forgot about all of them.
Exactly.
You know what? But you're right. It's one thing to say something. It's another thing to do it. LA Galaxy, I'm looking at you guys.
oof.
Ooh, and by the way, I love your setting. You have the Chris Klein vacation setting behind you.
Oh, thanks.
That's awesome. That's like year round for him, right? Because definitely
Yeah,
not
of
doing
course.
any work.
Yeah. At least in his mind.
That's his office.
Yeah.
That's at least in his mind. He has like, little palm trees and a golf bag on
Yeah.
the side there.
I'm gonna make this one comment. I'm just gonna bring it over to 2021, and it's dead after
Okay.
this. You guys look like a couple of island boys. Willis, what about you, man? Any resolutions? Anything less
I
an
have
asshole?
resolutions, more or less career-wise. Just me as a person, investment. But to keep it Galaxy related, one of the main goals that I have is more away days, baby. Those away days, I think, really make or break yourself as a fan,
Yeah.
because you really get tested as far as how far am I willing to go see my team.
Yep. You're investing your time,
And,
your
yeah,
money.
you're investing, time, money, and then when you actually go, and it's beautiful. It's
Yeah.
it's a great experience, especially the way we do it as Galaxy fans. It's a community.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I really want to do more away games.
Yeah, and if you haven't done one, it's like no penny wasted. I promise you. I promise you. The worst away day is better than the best day at work. I
Yeah.
can promise you that.
By far. And one of the trips that I suggest everybody take if it's going to be your first away day is the San Jose one.
Rite of passage, baby.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. I mean,
Yep.
I'm new to it as well. It's not like, like the original ACB and Riot Squad members. They've taken that bus forever since it started. I'm pretty new to it, and I feel that is a rite of passage. It's been one of the best times I've had at an away day just trip.
Yeah.
That bus is fun as fuck. The way back is depressing, but it's still fun.
You should come back with a L. That's like,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, either way, it's always a good time. So
Yeah,
we
definitely.
suggest everybody who hasn't gone on an away trip to take one.
Yeah.
Because they're fun as fuck.
I mean, I would love to advise people like which ones to go to, but only been to so many. Like I think just Seattle as a city itself, I think it's awesome.
oh, it's just tight.
So Seattle is one I highly recommend. Recommend? Damn, what am I,
Recommend.
Canadian? Yeah, I'm next to the Canadian over here. That side. That's for a different show though. But hey, look, my New Year's resolution. I'm already getting better. Chewy, what about you, bro? You got any New Year's resolutions?
Nah,
Be a better producer. You took forever to get that.
I was fixing the camera, okay? Honestly, try to go to, once COVID ends, hopefully, try to go to more concerts, man. I always say this shit. Try to do
nice.
at least one concert a month or and one event a month.
Yeah, those are always fun too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like in 2021, we did Life is Beautiful. I thought it was really cool. Something we did
It was
that's
beautiful.
outside of the galaxy. And I think with this whole thing that's going on with like pandemic and all this other stuff, Omicron, Percy I-8 or whatever.
Marion.
Yeah, we'll get there to where everybody's gonna be able to be like having fun outside, no mask and all that shit. So.
No, you're absolutely correct, Chewy. Because this past summer, I took my sister to see her favorite band, Green Day, and it was Weezer and
Damn.
I forgot the name of this other band.
Heavy
I
hitters.
don't like the other band, but anyway, I had never seen Weezer live before. I've seen Green Day a couple of times before, and it was at Dodger Stadium. And I remember when Weezer came on, Rivers Cuomo, who is a Galaxy fan, huge U.S. soccer fan, just want to let everybody know. Anyway, he said something like, "Hey, everyone, look around you. We're out here." And, despite everything that's happened over the last, year or so, we're here. We're having a good time. Forget everything that happened and enjoy, this moment because it's a beautiful life. And it was a wonderful sentiment, and it just set things off, and we had a great time. Now, here's the funny thing. 3 years ago, no, 4 now, I had bought tickets to see Deftones play with Gojira, one of my favorite bands, at the Greek. And they were gonna go on live right after the pandemic happened, and so it got shut down and postponed, and to like 6 months later, and then that got shut down and postponed 6 months later, and then that got shut down again. So now I'm supposed to see them on April 20th, 2022. So
Good luck.
good luck.
GG's.
And just,
GG's.
and just to go back to the Green Day concert, did you have the time of your life?
Hey, somebody unplug his mic, please.
All right,
He failed his resolution, guys.
That's all.
He failed his
That's all great and all. You know,
all right.
hopefully
I got
everyone is able to accomplish their New Year's resolutions. Even Bryant, the one not accomplish him not having one. Keep that going. Good luck with that, Bryant. But this is a Galaxy podcast, right? This is
I
news
think
across
so.
the galaxy. So
Let's get up in it.
let's take a bit of a look back and what this year was. Run the reel, Chewy. No, I'm just kidding. That's not real.
As if we had a real.
The playoffs. Oh, all right, cool.
Yeah.
You're tuned into news.
We're gonna win out. Remember that idiot?
Well, as you guys saw how our season ended, everything that you planned doesn't always turn out how you wanted it to. Because at the beginning of 2020, we all had amazing plans about everything we were going to do that year. And well,
Let me set the stage for this. So, Vanny is now the LA Galaxy coach, right?
yes.
This is the guy that in seasons past, or maybe like a year ago, leading up to GBS's last year, it was like, who would you take as a coach, right? And Vanny was one you romanced, and you're
Top
like,
of the
oh
list.
no, this can never happen. And then suddenly, poof, perfect storm. Vanny is our coach. So now we're going into this new year. We got all these new guys, and I want to start with the new guys, right? Let's just focus on some of the main new guys.
Well, the main thing to keep in mind as we're going into this, though, is that I don't want to say last year was a mulligan, but starting this year, this is definitely his team. These are his guys because
yeah.
a lot of the guys that were there before have left over the past few months.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. And actually, I'm getting ahead of myself. So you can lie, or if I don't know if you remember, what did you guys? How did you think this season was going to go as far as like playoffs, somewhere in the top, no playoffs, tank for the number 1 pick because it's so important?
Tag.
Tag me. I want to say that I recall saying that we were gonna sneak into the playoffs in the beginning of the season. Seasoning.
Man,
Season?
New Year's got everybody. Silly Billy, huh?
I mean, I haven't drank for 6 months. I just took a shot. So
Oh shit, that's right.
That's when the shot hits.
I was positive in the beginning of the season. There was a couple things that I seen the guys who needed work, and then I changed my tune. I believe they went on a 3-game losing streak or something like that. And then I had said that we were gonna miss playoffs completely. That was, I think, like 7 games in, 8 games in. After that, towards the end of the season, I was like, oh, we're gonna win out and make playoffs.
I was there. I remember that.
Just to say that
I seen him.
just to say that throughout the season, it's been an up and down feeling, and really, I didn't really have anything solid or concrete to give my prediction because we didn't know. It was a new coach, new system, new players, and it ended up the way it ended up. So,
Okay, well, I do remember my prediction.
Oh, man.
My prediction was that we were gonna miss playoffs, that we were gonna start slow because of the new players that Vanny had implemented and new system, whatever everything Brandon had said, and then late on that they were gonna start heating up, but it just wasn't gonna be enough towards the end. What ended up happening was the other way around. We started hot, right? We started winning, and gave us a little hope here, a little hope there, little by little, and then second half of the season, man, what a shit show. But like Brian said, ups and downs. At the end of the day, the way I look at it is, after all those ups and downs, we still had that last game.
hey, why you gotta bring up shit?
Seriously, man.
Yeah, but you were there. After all the shit show and good and bad,
God,
we were there.
that moment, I was actually there. And I'll go next. I think I was more in the positive side because we did the whole in conference. What do they call it? Cannibalism. You guys remember that? I said like teams are going to eat each other up, which we ended up being the team getting eaten up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I thought we were going to sneak into the playoffs. I'm gonna stick with what I said, that we're gonna make it to the playoffs, if I remember correctly. But at the end of the day, I always felt like we were gonna sneak into the playoffs, which we could have. And Edgar, I remember Bryant was there. They can tell you how it was that last day when Chicha was taking that penalty. I was pacing back and forth and shit,
Why him?
And
Why
then
him?
Go ahead. Yeah. I think we all were. Man.
yeah,
I think we all were.
No, but our aisle was like, I was sitting in front of them and my aisle was empty, so I was literally at the stadium, walking back and forth as they were shooting that penalty. And then I remember one person clearly I heard, out of nowhere, Salt Lake scored. And I was like, what? And then I heard it once clearly, and then I started hearing it everywhere. Grab my phone, sure fucking enough, bro. And then the worst thing is when you go back and watch the whole Salt Lake goal, and the fact that they missed the handball, and then the pro refs. Anyways, yeah. So I was the optimist with Vanny as our new coach. Like, this is such a great romance novel here. We got our old player back as our coach. I don't think that's ever happened, right? Besides Kobe Jones taking that small.
You're talking about LA Galaxy?
Yeah, like an old player.
No,
This is the first time we have an
Lalas
alum
wasn't
come
coach,
back
right?
and become like the full-time manager of the team.
Yeah. So I thought that just fairy tale was gonna happen, right? That we're gonna make the playoffs, and here we go on to better days, which it ended up being like a suspenseful thriller at the end, the way it ended. Edgar, do you remember your feelings the beginning of the season?
Well, I was grounded in reality because you can't turn something around as bad as what 2020 was in that quick of a time. It's happened before where teams go from worst to first, but it's the exception and not the rule. And so going into the season, I think I remember saying that we were going to miss the playoffs. We weren't going to finish last or anything like that. We were just going to miss the playoffs. And that it was a step forward in rebuilding the team, which, it depends on how you view the season. Because I've thought about it many times, and I think I might have mentioned something to Eddie at the game where if you flip the season around where they start off really bad, right? And then toward the end of the season, they have like a surge and they're fighting and clawing to get into the playoffs. And then just in the last game, they just miss out. You have a good feeling because you're like, you know what? They're headed in the right direction. And you feel positive about the team. Although at the end, you have the same net result that we had last year where it was the other way around, where they started off really hot and then just, fell apart in the middle of the season with injuries and players going on international duty. But these are things that affected every team in the league. It wasn't just the LA Galaxy. The LA Galaxy just couldn't deal with it. They just weren't built that way. And it's just still a work in progress. And that's the one thing that we have to keep remembering. It's a work in progress. If they would have made the playoffs, there would have been a huge bonus. Because I don't know if this team was made for the playoffs, but they might have probably gotten past the first round. I mean, seeing how this MLS playoffs was such a crapshoot, nobody expected the Pigeons to win MLS Cup, right? Who the hell expected them to win?
Nope.
They were
Joe
really,
Byron.
Joe Byron.
But I mean, I just feel like at the end of the season, it felt kind of bittersweet because you're thinking to yourself, "Damn it, they had a really good shot to get to the playoffs." Although at the end, I was one of the people that predicted, no, they're not going to make it. In fact, down the run, they're going to lose all these games. But I expect them to beat Minnesota, and I expect them to beat Dallas. Oh. And they lost. I think they lost to Minnesota, and they drew with Dallas.
The last game was a tie.
Yeah, they drew with Dallas. And those are the games that I thought that they really needed to win it, and I expected them to win. And they didn't win those games. So at the end, you're just left really, I don't know if I would say bitter, but disappointed, especially when you look at what the circumstances of the game between SKC and RSL, because it didn't just affect the LA Galaxy, it affected Kansas City. And I've said it many times before, I'm not just an LA Galaxy guy, but I'm an MLS guy because I've been there from the beginning of the league. And so when something like this happens, it really bothers me because it really messed up Kansas City. And now we're going to have like Colorado playing in the Champions League, and they're not the best team coming out of the West, in my opinion. So,
I mean,
debatable.
No, I think Kansas City is better than Colorado.
I'll agree to that.
But it's debatable.
But the thing that sits at the end of the day, though, is that Pro actually made a statement that yes, they did mess up, but it doesn't matter, right? It really doesn't matter. You just got to deal with it and move on, and that's it.
That's the worst.
But how do you? What kind of respect does the league get when you have refs that mess up calls like that?
That has nothing to do with the league. That's
what do you mean?
Pro is a whole different
entity.
association apart from the league.
Yeah.
Then maybe the league should get a better association and maybe have their own refs instead of having a third party.
That's what I was trying to get to. But one of those, like, you want to have a respectable league. I mean, refs are always going to make mistakes.
Yeah, of course.
Regardless. I mean, it's human error in the game of football. I mean, if you implemented the VAR, that's as close as you can get to having the perfect game, right? And you still mess that up. Mm-hmm. Hire people that are capable to make those decisions when you go to VAR and actually make a somewhat correct call. That game against RSL, I mean, it's already in the past, right? It happened. We're not in the playoffs. Yeah. New York City ended up winning. New York is blue. Fuck the Red Bulls, and that sucks because they're original 96 team. But you want to have everything be some type of fairness to it, where you can incite viewers and be like, oh, this is a good game because this is and this and that. It's not going to get tarnished because there's bad refs, there's these calls, blah, blah, blah. Make better decisions when hiring people that are going to, be the gatekeepers of the game.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's sad because it happens. It doesn't just happen in MLS. I mean, it happens in the Premier League almost every week. Almost every week there's like a VAR scandal.
And they're reffing is way better than MLS.
Well, okay. You're saying it happens every week, but it happens every week because there's human error. Because there's at least one game where the ref is going to fuck up. It's just being magnified now because there's a VAR. Because now everybody is able to look. Here it is. Oh, there's the mistake.
Here's the thing, though. If you follow other sports like I do, I'm a big sports guy. I love the NHL. I think the NHL, in addition to the NFL too, but more the NHL to me, they're the best. They have the best officiating of any sports league in America, because when something happens and it gets called for review, they immediately go to Toronto, and within 2 minutes, they have like a solid answer that everybody respects, not just on the ice, but in the stands. So you move on.
So you have like these pros.
Yeah.
That's cool. I think like these pro VAR pretty much people. I think that's really cool.
The thing is, they've been doing it for years.
I mean, look how quick we can put together a fucking Zoom call. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's awesome. Like, if you ask me, like, there's this legit like referee committee that's just dedicated to VAR, and like their fucking accuracy is like 98.9% or some shit. And it's always this committee that's looking at it. I think that's dope. He's talking about like it goes to Toronto. You said, right?
Yeah.
Like, imagine there was this station, this little one committee that had, dude, come on, fuck all this like rotating.
Well, you would think that
and then
MLS would have something like that.
It's like
well, it is fairly new as well. The VAR is what 3-4 years in.
Yeah.
So maybe that's something that they're gonna move forward.
But I like that idea. I was getting into like an example. Like I don't know what kind of jobs you guys have worked, but I use like working at a theater as an example, right? Like, you know, working ticketing isn't so bad. Working concessions, you're like, oh fuck this. Like, you don't want to, you know, give your all.
VAR is not allowed in strip clubs. Yeah, just saying.
Putting butter and popcorn and shit. But if there was like this team dedicated that was really into it, then yeah, dude, I like that idea. I don't know if they do it, but that's a cool idea.
I mean, it's
maybe that's something. That's an idea.
It's aside from the point. I mean, MLS has room to grow in that aspect, which is a good thing, because as we've seen in recent posts on Twitter, there's MLS players getting taken out to Europe because there is talent here, and we do have the quality of football in the States to actually
now.
To actually, you know, export players that are worth something. And that's MLS in general. And that's what I love about this league.
And that's thanks to our bad reffing. That's why teams look better. But
you know what the ironic part about all of this is? Even in the most controlled environment imaginable, there are still mistakes. And I'm talking about like FIFA games. FIFA video games have so many glitches and there's so many errors that happen that you're like, oh my God, it's a damn video game, right? Everything is controlled.
That's a whole
Everything is
podcast that we should actually start.
right.
To be honest,
Like so much shit happens in FIFA games, and it's a damn video game, right? It's supposed to be controlled, and stuff still happens.
How do you think they make so much money fucking selling controllers, bro? How many broken
They
ones
purposely put some glitches in there, man.
So that's where the money's at, in the controller.
It's a conspiracy, man.
It's not an ultimate team, guys. Trust me. It's on the controllers.
All right, we probably spent a little too much time on this. We went a bit off the rails, but as I mentioned before, when I was getting ahead of myself, I want to talk about the new guys first. You know, certain new guys in particular, right? Some that we got overseas, but let's start with local like standouts. Let's start with Villafaña, right? Villafaña was that guy that I was excited about this season. I thought that's something in need. I always complain about not getting those guys within the league. We get them too old. I think Villafaña was a good move on paper, right? On paper it was, and I'll just highlight that he missed a lot of games due to injury, and whoever wants to take it from there, we can go from there.
No, definitely he was a good pickup. It's just it's one of those things where the MLS season is so long; it's a marathon, and I don't want to go off the rails on this too early, but it begs the question of how some people have brought up the idea of doing what Mexico does and breaking up the MLS season into Apertura and Clausura. I know it's weird to have two champions, but
hit the boo button, Chewy. Can you give us a boo too?
Hey, it's just an idea. I'm not saying I'm selling on it, but
it has its own volume, Chewy.
But the fact that the MLS season is so long, it's very hard to have any player. I mean, it's very hard to have any player make it from start to finish without suffering some kind of injury. Villafaña is a reliable player, but injuries and a lot of times the stuff that we see on paper that gets out, we're like, oh, so and so is injured, he's not going to make it out today, or he's a scratch for today. This is the stuff that gets out because the team has to say, hey, this guy can't play. He just physically cannot play. But a lot of these guys, they're pretty tough dudes. You know, they deal with injuries throughout the season that they don't even make it public. They just deal with it. And it might have been one of those cases where maybe he was dealing with something and then it got to the point where, like, he broke down and he just can't play. And some injuries, they don't leave you. You might be healthy enough to get on the field, but you're not going to, perform at peak performance. I mean, that doesn't sound redundant, but you know what I mean.
It's, well, I don't know. Well, you guys, I guess, feel that was a great signing. In the
I think
beginning
so.
actually did not.
Ooh,
You didn't like that
Well,
side.
definitely
I did
upgrade.
not like it. I don't
Do
know
tell.
if I don't remember if I mentioned it to you guys, to be honest.
I don't remember if you did, but do tell.
For the same reason that you said, that we end up getting these players when they're too old, and I felt that Villafaña was on that too old train. I thought that we got him just 2 to a year too late.
Past the expiration date.
Yes, you can still drink the milk, but it's not gonna taste the same. So that's how I felt when we got him. But a couple games in, I see him performing. It's like, oh, okay, nothing spectacular, but he's there. A couple more games, I'm like, wow, you know what? I haven't even mentioned his name. He's a defender, and he as a defender, if they don't mention your name, you're doing something right.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
Exactly. Yeah. So little by little, in every game, he just kept doing the same thing. You didn't even have to worry about that left side.
Yeah.
You didn't have to worry about everybody was worried about the right side, and not to knock Julian, but because of his age, his maturity,
Quote unquote inexperience.
Yeah, well, that's what we were worried about, I guess, in the beginning. But then, I mean, Villafaña he's a pro's pro, man. He's a pro's pro. Pro's pro, and it really showed when he wasn't there that's the guy that we needed.
Yeah.
And it really showed. Because what we had there.
Yeah. I think.
Oh, Nico Felcher?
Nico Felcher-Skjelvik, yeah.
I think the idea is right. Like, if that makes sense. Like, that's the player you wanted there. Because when he was missing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But you need a guy young enough, a guy that can stay on the field. Maybe it was bad luck. Maybe next year we have that Villafaña, which I think he'll have it at least another solid year in him. If he can stay on the
I
field.
would disagree with that. Yeah. I think we actually need to go look for a consistent backup.
No, we do 100%. I'm just saying I still think we can get another, but we know now that we
know what we got there. Yeah. We know what we got, and we know what we need.
So that's the standard for the left back that we have.
Well, we probably have another a few more years with him though. He's local, so
that's what I'm saying. So because wing backs that are like veteran wing backs are very hard to come by, especially in this league, right?
Yeah.
That next step to have a legit backup is where we're gonna have to be very strategic in getting. Because that Nico thing didn't fucking work at all.
But those were band-aids. The contracts weren't bad at all.
Those were band-aids.
But why would you do a band-aid contract when you're trying to show your fan base that you
were in the middle of the season?
We literally just figured out.
We were in the middle of the season.
Not only that, we just figured out what we needed in the starter. That was my point. That we figured out that, okay, we do need a Villafaña, type player. We do have to spend the money there. Because as we can move on, we're going to the center back roles, right? We signed 2 center backs. We've been how long have we been dealing with not just the defensive wing backs, but the fucking center backs, dude. We've gone through Koulibaly. I go back as far as Van Dam, Polenta, fucking Siani, and then Steris and
Romney.
Steris, Romney.
I liked Romney.
Yeah, so
that's for a different topic, different time. I have my whole argument about Rodney,
cool.
And so
cool.
The Pew out of nowhere having to come in.
Yeah,
I'm sure I'm missing people, but it's like that center back.
Oh, you said the magic word, people.
And people. There you go. And people, right?
Nobody's missing people at all, bro.
Yeah,
that center back role has been missing. So, I guess in many Galaxy fans' eyes, the not so great signing of Sega Koulibaly. Let's give him respect from in the beginning. And Brian, if you want to make that joke later, you can. But Sega Koulibaly, right? So Sega Koulibaly we get our first look at him. I think if I'm not mistaken, he didn't come in right in the beginning.
No,
he came in a little bit into it.
It was like mid of.
And I'm just gonna point out some just what I saw in the beginning, and you guys can take it from there again. So I see him as like the quote unquote creative center back. He's the guy that's gonna play the ball out, right? He's not the guy that's gonna, like in a traditional Sunday league type scenario. He's the stopper. Right, and then Williams, which we'll get to later, will be like the sweeper type.
Yeah.
So
stopping what? I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm like ready to.
I don't know.
Take it away.
That's
Take it
what
away,
that's what
Andy.
you guys are gonna tell me.
Take it
so
away,
the point
Andy.
is that though, like I remember seeing like some certain footwork in him, and actually the one he got hurt the first time was him dribbling out. He took the guy and he got like chopped, and that's how he got hurt.
Because he shouldn't be dribbling, bro.
Yeah,
Yes,
maybe not that
you
far,
wanna
but then
give
again, which we're gonna get to the CDMs as well. It wasn't there, you know. So maybe he felt like he had to do more work than he had
He
to.
did not do.
But go ahead,
Okay.
take it then, Brian. Take it.
This
Take
is
it.
one of the
Take it
things-
on Koulibaly.
One of the things that really that I saw that it wasn't gonna work for things was his footwork. He was very heavy, flat-footed on everything that he did. He had the body for it to take players out of the place, but it wasn't. It wasn't what you want next to Williams. If Williams is going to be your stopper, you need somebody more limber in that CB role, right? Where you could have that stopper sweeper dynamic. It was none of that when Koulibaly was in there, especially with Williams.
Not even the first game.
You know what?
But this is the thing: you come in as a new player into the infamous LA Galaxy, the 5-time champions, right? You got to make a name for yourself somehow. He had to try really hard. Now, was it because of the injury
But
after
you saw
that
was
he
there.
was it after the injury that his game had went down? Because after that, dude, it was just a very abysmal showing game after game where even Eddie was one of those guys that tried to give him some credit. And I saw the same thing every single time. I saw Sega Siani. As much as that joke gets old, I saw that a lot more than I wanted to see it this season.
Yeah.
Why did we even bring him in? To be honest, we were better off with a player like Romney. We were better off with a player like Depew. Bringing a player that takes up an international slot just to shit the bed like Siani did.
No,
I did not like that.
I'm sorry. You mentioned Romney, and when you look back at the influence he had on Nashville, and it makes you really miss him, especially when you see everything that happened with Koulibaly. I mean, we want to give our guys the benefit of a doubt. We want them to do well. We want them to come in and be serviceable and excel over our team. We've been hurting on defense for so long. But when things started to get really bad, and I swear to you, you go back, look at the highlights. During some of our really bad runs, especially throughout the late summer and into early fall, almost every goal went through Koulibaly. Whether he's injured or he just never settled into the position, never got accustomed to MLS style of play, something's off. At that point, it becomes the question, that eternal question of like, is it the manager's fault? Because he's putting a player that, obviously cannot step up to the role? Or is it because maybe he shows a different side of himself in practice, and when he hits the field, he just doesn't live up to the expectations? At the end of the day, those goals still went through him. And I felt like a lot of people talk about, that last game was so heartbreaking. But when you look back at all those games where he was involved and all those goals went through him, he had already set the stage for what was going to be this tragedy at the very end.
Yeah. And I want to say it's because of that injury that he went the first injury that he went through.
Well, that was my thinking.
Yeah.
Because I saw him play in that first game.
Yeah.
And I saw him, and it was a breath of fresh air, right?
It was.
Yeah.
After seeing Westeros and my favorites all time, Galaxy Man, the unmentionable. After going through all of that and seeing what Sega did that first game he came in, I was pumped. I was like, damn, we finally got a defense. And then we seen Derek Williams versus game.
Yeah.
Damn, I was like, whoa, we got ourselves a fucking defense.
Yeah.
We got ourselves were we not saying that?
Yeah, we did.
We got ourselves after he played that first game.
We came on the show saying that this year was going to be different.
Oh, is it documented?
It is documented.
We were excited. I mean, you know
exactly.
what?
So that's why. That's what that seems in.
I mean, especially after our conversation with Captain Dan. You know, he was
Yeah.
like the OG captain. He's talking about like we're gonna make these guys work hard on defense, and you want to believe a guy like him because he's.
I'm sure he fucking tried though. It's not just on him, you know.
You know, he made those guys run barefoot on glass to try to make that defense better.
That's what I'm saying. You can only do so much as a coach. It ultimately is going to come down to the player. And that first game, yes, I was pumped, but it just kept going downhill after that, and then it went downhill after the injury. So unfortunately,
All right, so I'm gonna give you 3 options, and this is one word: bust, fail, or success.
Bust.
I mean, sorry,
Bust
it's
and
bust,
fail.
bust, success, or potential.
Sega?
Yeah.
It's a bust. Fuck. I mean, he cost us the playoff spot.
Oh no! You can't pin it. I can not pin it on one single person.
No, I can pin it on one person. And I've been saying that throughout the year. How many times?
this guy gets it.
You were-
This
you were
guy
nodding-
gets how I
you
feel
were
about
nodding
people.
at me.
This guy gets it.
Remember, you were nodding at me right now. So were you. How many goals went through him
No,
during that
I
losing
wanna-
streak?
All right. Hold on.
This guy
Hold on, let's
gets.
keep it going.
This
Let's
guy
keep it
gets
going.
why I don't like people. This guy gets it.
I just wanted one
He
word.
gets it.
Bust, success, or potential.
As bad as I thought he played this year, potential. Yeah, potential.
Do I dare make the same mistake
The fact you
twice?
got to think about it. The fact that you actually have to
Do it.
really think
Oh,
about
I
it.
already have it in my head.
Do I dare do it twice?
Do it.
I do not dare. Why? Because the unmentionable is still on the roster.
So-
I will not make the same mistake twice.
Bust?
He's a bust.
Oh, Chewy.
Yeah, definitely a bust.
Oh, Jesus, you guys are stupid. Potential. He's young enough, and I've seen enough, and
Off of one game?
yeah.
Wow.
He's soft.
No, he's not soft.
No.
He's heavy-footed.
He's built.
He's flat-footed.
He's built like a really strong. You look at him, you're like, wow, that's a really
Let's save it for.
strong
Let's
dude.
come back to this conversation next season.
Man, I hope
We
I never
got
meet
more
Sega
we got more
Sulibali.
players. We
I
got-
hope we never meet him because he's gonna fucking fuck us up.
Exactly. Who's soft? S'il vous plaît, and bat.
And he likes the
Wow.
NHL, so you might see him at a game
Yeah. So careful there. Well, fuck it. You know,
because you know he watches this show, right?
That called.
Who
That goal.
doesn't watch the show?
hey, you know what? Kurubali's not gonna stop this shot either. Chewy,
Sega.
salute, Chewy.
Sega.
Cheers, papa.
That's for you, George. The chat asks, you shall receive, but no more shots.
8 shouts to George though.
Yeah.
We
Shout
see you
out to
2021. Blessings 2022, brother.
Okay. So we're talking. You mentioned playoff spot because of him. I'll go. You know what? I'm gonna stir the pot, and there. If you want to blame it on him, then I'm gonna give you someone else to blame it on, and we'll.
Oh, legit? He left already.
Ah, dude, don't.
No, we're talking about the new guys right now. Then I'm gonna put some blame on Williams. Williams did the stupid tackle. Those are games that were lost after he wasn't there. Also injuries. I mean, we'll just say he has to take care of himself, so we'll blame it on him too. So if you're gonna put, the point is you're gonna put some blame. That's okay. I don't need that phone anyways. You're gonna put some blame on. Yeah, if nobody calls me. That's why I didn't need it. Not because I can afford it. So if you're gonna put some blame on Kurubali, then you can't look too far and blame Williams too.
The thing about Williams though is when he was on the field.
It doesn't matter.
No.
But he
It does
keep-
matter.
Yeah, but
keep
no, it
does
yourself
matter.
on the field
His
though.
performance was good though when he was on the field.
He did
Like-
have some bad performances. I'll give you that.
No, the thing about Williams is that I felt he was more reliable than Sega.
For sure.
Anytime
sure.
somebody took on Sega, you knew like it's
Gone.
in the back of your mind.
Oh, yeah.
They were gonna find a way to get by him because as soon as you put him in his back on his heels, game over, dude. But with William, he's a little quicker. He moves a little faster. He moves laterally a little better.
And
he
position
can
wise,
adjust.
he was better as well.
The thing
Position.
about Williams was one, he never adjusted well to playing on turf.
Yeah,
And,
that's
and two,
Yeah.
Anybody.
that stupid tackle in Portland, which cost them, all those games. And I felt that kind of like
That cost him the
affected-
season. That cost him the season. His
Yeah.
season.
Well, I mean,
it caused his momentum. His momentum was turning up.
I
Right?
mean, they're building that camaraderie in the back,
But
right?
for that same reason, you can say the same thing about Koulibaly. That injury, when he got that injury, before that, he was playing well. I thought he was playing well. And after that injury is when we seen Sega people Koulibaly. So
Well, if he's that limited, then what's he doing on the field?
Because
the injury,
I know
the
it.
injury killed his momentum. I feel it killed his momentum. Yes, I said he's a buzz, but I think that he would be able to get better. The only reason I'm saying a buzz because I don't want to make the same mistakes twice. So that's why.
I saw Sega as
Oh wait, why are we going back to Sega? We're at Williams right now.
okay.
We got to keep moving
on.
forward. There's
I personally like Williams. I felt like he was an upgrade over the previous season. Anything was an upgrade over the previous season.
yeah,
with
that's
the
setting
exception
bar really
that
low.
we lost Romney in the expansion draft, which I thought was. I wouldn't say it was as bad as LAFC losing Zimmerman because that was such a stupid bonehead move on it. That was the first crack, in them falling apart. He's an amazing, he's an amazing player,
Now he
national
is.
team player.
Now I think he is.
No, he's a great player in Nashville.
now I think he is.
Now I think he is.
Look at them. They have Zimmerman and Romney.
Yeah.
That's a
Solid.
good solid defense.
Solid as fuck.
So
And we
they
have one of
complement
those
each other
guys.
really nice.
I mean, yeah, but it's still not a defense that can win championships, though.
Hey yo.
So
Hey,
where we at? Where we at with
Hey, yo.
where we at with Williams? Anybody else?
I'm in on Williams. I'm in, baby.
Yeah.
I'm in.
I'm
in.
in it to win it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So
Irish
me
eyes
too.
are
I
smiling.
think.
Yeah.
I think with Williams is
Potential.
It's just adjustment.
no. You put the right team in front of him. You give Bond one more year or Klinsmann one more year, which Klinsmann.
Is that gonna be a topic?
No, I'll tell you right now.
Okay, we can say that for the end, which we didn't write it down, but I completely forgot that our keeper is new too.
Spoiler: I don't mind if Bond left. To be honest.
Yeah, I don't either. I'll tell you right now. I said it. I told you guys, and I don't know if everyone remembers
So you ain't
when
You're
we
a
signed.
Klinsman, not a Bond girl.
Hey, I'm a Klinsman too. So when we signed Klinsman, I told you, I was like, hey, I remember him in the youth national teams, and I remember him being a great keeper, and that team let him down. That was my hate's a strong word, so I'll use my hate for Caleb Porter started when he coached that youth national team. That's how I remember those two guys. He totally fucked up that team, and that defense was terrible. And Klinsmann then
And he went on to win a MLS
Ah,
championship.
dude.
He's the worst.
That's
He's the
dude,
worst.
this is for a
Good thing
different.
we told Klein to leave him the
this is-
fuck out of our team.
This is for a different day, but that's what makes MLS beautiful. That you can win, or difficult. You can win MLS Cup and be a fucking shit team the next year. Because you catch momentum right. It's not like any other sport where you can keep these guys, give them raises, and keep them and be. Only certain people gotten it right. Bruce Arena, Peter Vermees. I think
Surprised they've been in the league forever.
Yeah, Seattle. I think Severasi is getting it right in Portland. There's only certain teams that can do that.
And it's year after year.
Yeah, don't be surprised if NYFC next year is like either like barely making it or just losing the first round.
I won't be surprised.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah. So the point is, I don't like Caleb Porter.
No.
But
No.
where we at with that? So yeah, Williams. I think with one more year in him, now acclimated to the country, the travel, whatnot, and we solve our midfield issues. That I don't want to say defender of the year. There's a lot of good defenders here. I don't think we'll ever have the defender of the year again. At least the way
We
things look.
had a chance with Van Damme.
No, not at all. Your judgment is clouded because he was
too
cool
many-
and he did. He wasn't.
He was cool.
He wasn't the best defender.
Too
If
many
you ask
cards,
me-
too much stuff.
Yeah. So
We have the best defender in the league.
who?
Julian.
Oh yeah, we do have the. I'm fucking tripping.
Will
Yeah,
he
we
win defender of the league?
Uh,
No. Because
He's gonna leave,
the goals that we bleed.
and he's gonna leave in the summer, I think.
But I've
Or
told
actually,
you, hey, dude, I have a sick MCM on that guy, man. It's my man crush Monday.
Yeah, he's.
I do, and it's
He's
because
he's
I've
of age.
seen the way he plays, and bro.
He's of age now, so that I'll allow it.
Yeah. Thank you.
So yeah, Williams. Same question. Bust, success, potential.
Potential.
Don't have potential. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go success because I went last time, so I'll say success already.
I'm gonna say
Even though I try to put some blame on him because I just wanted to talk shit to Edgar.
Can I say potentially successful?
I say
haven't-
potential.
I haven't said what I thought about him, and I see potential to get better
But that's potential.
because, like you said, first season he's learning to play in the league, travel across the United States, which is really difficult. I mean, some of us will travel to one point of the country to the other, and we do it like once every 6 months, maybe once every 3 months. If we're before the pandemic, if we're business people, we would do it more often. But your average Joe travels across the country maybe once a year. These guys are doing it like 12 times a year. And if you come from a league where it's the size of California, and all of a sudden you're flying 3 time zones, that really takes a toll on you. But you got to get used to it. And I feel like Williams is getting used to that. He's getting used to the league. Hopefully he gets used to playing on turf. Because turf is not going away, folks.
At least not here in the U.S.
Yeah.
No.
And I always have like this thing about turf, and I won't get too much into it, but
No, we all do. I think we all do, right?
but I always remember.
We all have this
I always
thing
remember the
about
Bruce
turf.
year. I always remember the Bruce years, and it was a different lineup on turf. And he pulled some off. He lost a lot, but he didn't lose guys on that turf. Yep.
The nugget on that guy.
So, all right, here we go. So I think we're done with defense. Let's move up the field a little bit. I want to start with. I think this one's divided. Maybe not in this table, but maybe Grand Sir.
Oh, that's
Oh,
my
success.
I'll go first. Yeah, I think Grand Sir is a guy you hold on to. You have to hold on to this guy. I think that's I talked about maybe it was with Spenny. Who did I talk to about finding the young guys and developing the youth was not it in MLS. You had to find that in between because like Edgar would say, if that was the case, Dallas would be Bayern Munich and shit. So I think Grand Sir is that guy. Like he's right
The
there.
in-between guy.
Yeah, that in between guy that can light this league on fire on his own right. And like I want to say the poor man's Johnny Russell, because I think Johnny Russell can hit MVP years when he's on. So like the poor man's Johnny Russell type player, I think that Grand Sir is. And to me, and I'll get it for myself, and I'll just say it now, complete success is for me Grand Sir. He was a home run.
I think 100% on that with what you said. I also like in hindsight, now that the whole season has passed us, he's a player that you could give a DP contract to. Yeah.
What?
I think he's a player you could give a DP contract.
Oh.
Seeing how we put Cabral on that DP contract,
No.
Oh no, don't you're getting ahead of yourself. So no. But go ahead.
he has been the better French guy. Well,
I mean, maybe I feel like if you're gonna go down that path,
okay.
Joe,
Well, who our DP is now is not better than what Grasser's contract is.
Wait, Chicha's not better than
Chicha's
Grand
better.
Sir? Chicha's way better.
The Cabral contract, the DP contract.
Okay.
Don't
That's
get
separate,
ahead of
that's
yourself though.
separate.
That
Hold
I
on.
wanted to save that thing.
Let's say that. We'll leave
Well,
that
he's a
hot
success.
take out there for everybody.
okay.
He's a success in my eyes.
Success.
Grasser
Okay.
is yeah.
Uh,
oh yeah.
Grand Sir, for me, big success. Big success. And it I don't know if you guys remember, but it wasn't that way in the first couple games.
No. That's a guy that got acclimated quick.
Yeah. No.
No, honestly,
quick.
No,
Here,
it took him
Hold
a
on.
few games.
Let me rephrase that. Let me
It took him
rephrase
a few
that.
games.
Let me rephrase that. So acclimated quick in the sense that if he plays the way he ended the season next season, I'm okay with it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like he
But
figured
think
it out.
about
in
the way
one-
he played the first
No,
couple
no,
games.
but
though.
I'm saying that he figured that out in one season.
He figured it out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well,
That's
you
the
know
difference.
what? You know what though? He figured it out after his son was born, or his
Yeah.
kid was born. Once his
Thank
kid
you,
was
Chewy.
born, he played fucking great.
I was gonna spell it out for you guys.
Yeah.
Because being somebody who's like, you know, just had a kid in the last 2
just
years.
because we don't get laid, you're trying to.
Let me tell you.
It's all good.
Just because we virgins here.
I mean, we're all guys, and most of our viewers are guys, right? Now, women have to deal with the whole stress of being pregnant and, you know, delivery and all that. It's really
Shout out to
hard.
them.
It's really difficult thing. But if you're like me and you're very dedicated to the whole process and, you know, you're very involved into the whole pregnancy thing, it really takes a toll on you mentally. Because I remember like the days leading up to when our son was born, I had the highest stress level I can imagine. Like I have a Garmin watch and it tracks my stress level. And I remember it was like the watch was telling me to sit down and take some deep breaths, right? And it really takes over your life. Once our son was born, my stress level just dropped to the basement, and I was just chill and relaxed. I'm like, everything's gonna be okay. Now the move to a new country in the middle of a pandemic, right? And trying to get used to this new scheme and a new team in a new city, and you're trying to get used to all these things. That's a lot to handle. To move everything. Once his son was born, just like Chewy said, that guy blossomed. He became not only he didn't become one of those French guys that just came over, but he became one of the most important players on that team. Not just last season, but going forward for the foreseeable future. He's somebody I would definitely hold on to because, like you said, he's that in-between guy. But the thing I love most about him is that he plays his ass off.
Yep.
Every game, every time he gets the ball, he is playing hard. He never like what is that? What is that saying? He never like mails it in. He plays hard.
Yep.
He doesn't draining it
All day.
He's
Every
not
day.
draining legs.
You okay there, Brian?
Yeah.
You look very.
So what did we say? Success, right? We said success. Big
Success, Brian?
for
Success.
Grant Sir.
Oh,
Merry 2022.
All right. Yeah. Brian's
success.
at another level.
Big
That's a
success,
success, right?
success.
I think so.
Yeah, it's all around success.
Yes.
All right. You got nothing to say, Brian? You're good on Grant Sir?
Yes. I said it.
He
What
just
the fuck? I said it.
Yeah.
All right. S'il vous plaît.
We held that hot take for a little bit later.
Il est d'accord.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's go.
S'il vous plaît.
Allons-y. Allez, allez, allez.
I don't know what all that means. I don't speak Spanish. Revolution.
Oh man. Okay, that's another guy that
Next person, dude. He's the spine of our team. Next.
Facts.
Big
Facts.
He's another guy that you're like, wow, what did we do to deserve a player like that to come onto our team?
100%.
I mean, towards the end of the season, I felt like he kind of fell off a little, but his effort never faltered. And when we needed him, he scored some important goals and some bangers. I mean, this guy doesn't just score goals.
For goal of the
he
year,
scores bangers. And
Bangers only, baby.
Bangers only.
Bangers on. And he's another guy that I'm like, damn, you guys nailed it. And this is where, like, you start to think to yourself, like, damn, you know, like I said, what do we do to deserve this guy? Because when I look at Cabral, I'm like, what did we deserve to deserve that guy?
Oh,
Because
we're not there yet. We're not
Sorry.
there yet.
Because if you have the, you know, if you can have, you know, the little balance scales right there, you have Cabral. And you have Gran Sur, you have Revolucion on one side, and then you have
The other.
Sega and
The others.
the others on the other side, and the balance.
Yeah. I mean, dude, Revolucion, to me, the way he's played, and now looking, you know, hindsight, we got a DP without spending a DP.
Wait, I thought we were in Cabral.
Yeah,
No, Revolucion. We're on
We're not there
Revolucion.
yet.
I think we got a DP signing without having to pay
you know
DP
what?
money.
I think that's like your clouded vision as a Galaxy fan because
No, I don't think so because of how much he does for the team.
Because I've always said in the MLS that that position is never a DP, like ever.
CDM.
No.
The CDMs.
But we had
And-
Jonah as a
no,
DP.
That's why we did. That was the argument.
should have
And-
done.
That
and-
was the mistake.
And the
Yep.
biggest impact that Revolution had with the Galaxy, besides everything he did on the field, was just to spill the end for fucking Jonah.
You know what? He made it so that in a season where Jonah
Yeah, he
had
did.
so many ups and downs, because losing your dad is unimaginable.
Yeah.
I mean, all of us, we all have our dads, right? I mean, I'm sure the people out there have it. Sorry, it's anybody who doesn't. But losing your dad, in the middle of your footballing season, you try to keep things together, and it happens. And he had a that's a terrible thing that happened to him. But thank goodness we had Revolution, because on those days when maybe Jonah wasn't at his best, Revolution made it seem like it wasn't that bad.
Even when he was playing bad, he was still playing better than Jonah.
And it's sad to say, but yeah. I mean, I don't want to just rag on Jonah.
But yeah, I guess you're right. You don't want to spend a DP on a CDM, but when you get a CDM that plays center back, play CDM, play CM.
You still don't want
play
to.
cam,
Nope.
can play forward if you need him to.
Oh, he did
win
a
you
shit job
a
as
goal
forward.
with a header from a corner kick. You telling me that's not a DP signing?
You know what though? A header from a corner kick, I wouldn't say much because Felcher had a shitload of goals.
Whatever. So Logan Jones, to your question, and I know this question's been asked about Ryan. Is he a 6 or an 8?
He is
I
a
understand.
team
Hold on.
player.
He is. I understand what 6 and 8s are, but he's either or. He's either or. He can be a destroyer. He can be a playmaker, and he can be a center back. So you can't. What does he do best?
68. Prefer him to be a 69.
That's
He's
a utility
68.
player.
Let's do that.
Who's a 68?
Hashtag Revolution 68.
Revolution 68.
Ryan 68.
Let's go.
Ryan 68 sounds better.
Raya 68.
Ryan 68.
There you go. Nice.
All right, cool.
Let's get it.
So, newcomers. We'll end with this one, right? For newcomers, at
Yeah.
least. And
Yeah.
then you want to do questions after newcomers?
Yeah, this is the question.
All right. So, newcomers, we're going to end with the French elephant in the room, right? And Kevin Cabral. You guys want me to go first? Because I think mine is going to be way different. Unless
I think I'm gonna be on the same boat as you.
Okay.
I have a feeling we're going to be on the same boat.
Okay, so I'll go first because I'm not sure. Then I'll go first.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start with potential. Okay,
Yeah.
that's the word I'm gonna start with, potential. Because there was frustration, right, with Cabral, no doubt.
A lot of
Everybody
it.
was frustrated with Cabral, but and I'm not trying to rag on anybody or say I'm better than anybody or anything like that. But
But I'm better.
if you,
What you just did.
I know. But if you just take a step back and look at the fucking whole team and what it was, and you think about, he missed a lot, but guess what? And this sounds stupid, but who else missed that much? Nobody. Why? Because nobody knew how to find that space, right?
Yes.
And I think if you get that down, and then we already talked about Williams. We're saying potential next or success. 1 more year under him, gets comfort, and Williams is older. Cabral's younger. Yeah, he brought his brother, but it's a little more difficult when you leave home at a younger age.
Yeah.
I think Williams is married, so at least he has his partner or whatever. And Cabral came with his brother, where there's just 2 young kids trying to figure it out. So for me,
In a foreign country.
yeah,
Don't
in a
speak the
foreign
language.
country. Yeah, don't speak the language. For me, Cabral potentially is going to be like one of the biggest successes we ever had, and a steal if we do. This will be for another show because we can't get into it. The way you can buy him down, and we sign somebody like that other guy we talked about. I'm not going to talk about it now because I can't. Can be the other
Cristiano?
23 initiative, but yeah, I think he is great potential to like one of the biggest steals in league history. We haven't moved the needle in a long time, and we may be able to. I wouldn't bet on it, but I'm saying we can. So for me, potential Cabral, it was frustrating at times, but so was the whole team, right? So if we're giving Williams a chance, then we're giving Cabral a chance, in my opinion. So
Yeah.
I'll just go with that. Go ahead, Edgar.
Okay. I want to go next for one specific reason, because what I'm about to say might be a little negative, and if you guys think otherwise, you can go ahead and correct me or say otherwise. But I feel like Cabral was obviously a disappointment because DP money commands a lot of attention. I said this throughout the season. Some of our DPs in the past have been people that have had a significant impact on the team. Yeah. Right? And he had a difficult time adjusting, not just to, I guess, culture shock, moving to the United States, but his role on the team, because it's not like we were looking at to him to score goals on a weekly basis, because that's Chicha's job. However, when Chicha did go down and that responsibility fell to him, it didn't happen. And when it did, it was a shock. You're like, wow, look at that. This guy interrupted somebody's, proposal over here. that's so far it's the biggest highlight in his MLS career.
Is it?
I don't know, man. His biggest highlight to me was him not being able to just walk into a G2 game. Him and Grant Sir being stopped and hassled. Yeah, they were trying to go for it.
I take credit.
Go for it.
I take credit for it though. So, Grant Sir and we were going to a G2's game.
Yeah.
And Grant Sir and Cabral walked by us. Mind you, we had been drinking, so you feel a little more confident.
And we were right at the
hey, what's up? We took pictures with them. And other Galaxy people were way ahead of them, so they were in because people were taking pictures with them. So, anyways, at the end of the day, they try to get in,
just walking, just
try to walk. Like they had their satchels or whatever, and then they were like, "No, you guys can't come in." So
we need tickets. So
we need tickets. So I walked behind them. I was, hey, you guys don't know who these guys are? They play for the Galaxy. Da, 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 da. And when I was trying to look them up, they just let them in. And it was. So that's a pretty big highlight. I forgot about that. Dude.
Yeah, you know what? That is the highlight.
To me, that was super funny.
That is the highlight of the year.
That was super funny.
That's the best assist of the year to Cabral right there.
How fucking corny, bro.
He didn't even have to score either.
There you go.
Cabral didn't even have to score.
They let him in, but they still had to take all their stuff off from the satchel.
They still made them
take all their stuff off.
There you go, man. It was the epitome of Cabral's season.
They were like,
he still gets in.
There's fucking nobody.
They're like, oh, you're Cabral. Take your shit out.
But I completely agree. There is potential there. However, there's also potential for things to go the other way.
Yeah. That's hurtful.
Because
that's true though.
He's young, and somebody that young is very impressionable. And something that I brought out throughout the season was his confidence, his
lack of confidence,
which at that age, I don't know if you remember, but at that age, something small can have a huge impact on your life. And no matter what anybody tells you, it's in your head and you can't shake it.
And that's probably what it was, dude. That he wasn't recognized as a G1 player, as a G player. So you
I think we're still get too much into it.
Okay, I'm gonna say this about him. I think he has a very high ceiling of potential in MLS. What Edgar said about him trying to cope with the situation of him having to come to a new country, he just had his OG sign again with the Galaxy in Sacha Kljestan, who has been showing the ropes to every young player in that locker room.
Potential just went up.
The potential of signing a player like that has just risen up. On top of that, he knows what the MLS is now. It's a very physical league. It might not be as technical as other leagues, especially in the French too. But when you come here, you better come correct. And towards the end of the season, there was a couple of plays where even Eddie and I were sitting in the same section where he would go and actually create some tackles.
Yeah, I saw that.
So that just showed that he has been trying to improve himself and being the better player in MLS. To me, that's a win. It might not be the DP that we want when it comes down to players that we've talked about before, like a Pavon. That's an anomaly because in itself, he is probably the best player in MLS if he comes back. And by far, to be honest. You bring in a player like Cabral who has years to still develop here, I think we're good.
He could be the biggest sell.
I think we're good.
In MLS history.
Well, like I said, he's not the DP that we wanted, but he might be the DP that we needed.
And it's probably going to come down to...
And he was a tactical move because we got two.
And exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Move. We got two.
Off of that DP signing, now you say the DP that we signed, he has to make an impact on the team. What better of an impact to make than to
extend
keep
some
Julian
contract,
Araujo, your potential, to me at least, the best defender in the league, to keep Efra on the books, which he showed this year that he took a step forward.
Yeah, Eddie, fuck you.
He took a step forward from last year, and somebody on this podcast has said, let's just give him a little bit of time. Maybe un poquito más.
I guess I have to now, right? Make my own words and shit.
Good thing he's not part of this conversation right now.
All right. So just the one word on Cabral, real quick, because there's actually two people we didn't talk about that were newcomers that are kind of important. One we touched on, one we completely forgot about. So one word, potential bust, success on Cabral.
I'll say potential because it could go either way.
Okay.
Potential.
I'll take it.
Pote.
Yep.
Potential.
Yeah, I think that's all around. Because I think it's too early to tell. And then with the whole what he did for the contracts, it's...
Yep.
Who are the last two that you want to talk
cool.
about?
So,
are we not touching about Mustard?
Here's the thing. If he has another season like he just did, that's a bust.
We'll talk about that next year.
We'll talk about that next season.
We'll talk about that next.
Cool. I mean, would you be happy with another season like this last one?
We'll talk about it when we
get
there.
Actually, it could go either way. Like
actually,
you said,
it depends the way it happens because he had
Depends.
5 goals, 2 assists. So it depends the way it happens, right? If he's like, I don't know, like he's like because if the hockey assist doesn't exist, I don't think it does anymore. Then you can't be too mad at him. He plays out wide.
We're getting ahead of
I know. But I'm just trying to not totally brush off what Edgar said. So, all right. So I'll do the easy one that we slightly mentioned.
Slightly.
Shit, it's already hitting me. Slightly mentioned. Jonathan Bond.
Yes.
Success.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Potential.
I think it's an unfair
Smashing success.
It's an unfair judgment, right? Everybody gets one. He's gotten saves in every single game, but also he's faced so many fucking shots. So it's hard to fucking to like say he's an amazing keeper, he's an okay keeper. I think he's at least a good keeper.
He's a starter.
Yeah.
He's a good keeper. And this is where I draw again on my experience as an NHL fan, as a Kings fan. When I was a kid, the LA Kings had Kelly Rudy as a goalkeeper, and a lot of people don't know who Kelly Rudy was. He was considered one of the most legendary goalkeepers in LA Kings history. He never won a Stanley Cup. You know, I think the Kings won one division title in their entire history, and I don't know if he was even there when that happened. But you talk to LA Kings fans, and everybody loves Kelly Rudy. What was the issue with the Kings at the time? Their defense. That guy faced so many shots on a daily basis that it didn't matter how good he was. They would sometimes lose games based on the fact of the volume of shots that he faced. And then, but he still, because of the fact that he was such a guy that would come in there and make these incredible saves, and he would play his ass off every time, everybody remembers him. Jonathan Bond strikes me kind of like that because, like you said, every game, everybody gets one, sometimes two if we're lucky. And I feel like if you put a good enough defense in front of him, a solid midfield that can help move balls up the field and take some of that pressure off, he's going to be one of the best goalkeepers in MLS.
Let me ask you a question. Yes or no? I think it's a yes. Williams and Bond's season go hand in hand next year.
What was that?
Bonds and Williams' season go hand in hand next year.
Yeah, 100%.
I think so too.
I think so too.
Yeah. I think we either realize they're great or we realize oh fuck.
Oh, I thought you meant they were intertwined.
I'm not gonna say great.
They're not literally holding hands, bro. Jonathan Bond needs his other hand.
I'm not gonna say great yet,
Sam Bond.
but I will say this: I think he's better than your average MLS goalkeeper, and give him another
Hands
season,
down.
and he's definitely gonna improve. All these guys have to improve.
It's so nice to have a keeper and a second one too, because I don't think Klinsmann is that far behind.
Oh, he's
Oh,
not.
no.
He's
Not
also
at all.
he's a starter in any other team.
Well, Klinsmann got shelled in 2 of those games that he started, man.
Yeah, but that's a
but-
keeper.
yeah.
like you're not starting every week. That's a keeper. But you see, like, we'll move on after this question and just
Yeah.
you say yes sir. You say okay. Let me phrase it. It just you say
What
the
do
name.
you say?
Bingham or Klinsmann.
Klinsmann, what the fuck?
Bro.
All right, cool. Remember,
Exactly.
he was his backup. All right, so next person. That's why.
Hey,
there you go.
What's the other
That's
guy that we sold to Orlando?
Yeah. And then he moved to
Brian
Portland.
Rowe.
I don't know what.
Brian
Whatever.
Rowe.
So there you go. That answers your question.
Brian Rowe or Klinsmann?
Klinsmann.
Klinsmann.
Get the fuck out of here, bro. What the fuck?
I mean, but that boils
It's
down to the
actually
age, though.
Klinsmann sometimes over Bond, to
All
be
right,
honest.
last new guy that I want to touch on. There's a lot of new guys that we don't have to touch on because they weren't supposed to.
We
be
need to
lateral.
touch this one.
Nico.
Let's touch him.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Nico.
Hey,
Above the waist.
Nico.
Chala Mostaza.
Nico.
Very late signing.
You need this
and I think
condiment
very.
as well.
Oh man,
You
one
didn't
of
mention
my.
Nico.
Forget
Come
Nico.
on, did you?
No, one of my favorites, in my personal opinion, one of my favorite signings of the season. Nico. No. Dejan Jovic. Dejan.
Can I go first?
Go
Can I
ahead.
go first?
Yes, please
Yes.
do.
Bust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, hit that boo button.
I honestly.
Hit
Hey,
that boo button. Come on, do it for me. Hit that boo button.
honestly, to me, it's a bust. At least this season, but I want to see him another season. Why is it a bust? Because he didn't show much by himself. He showed his love for Chicha, but he didn't show his love to wanting to score.
All right, may I go second? May I go second?
I'm gonna agree with you.
Okay, no, you're not.
Yeah.
So there, I'm going back to my argument because like as Edgar, that we love this league, and I'm not trying to knock on you guys, but I think they feel like me and Edgar had followed this league more than everybody and closer than everybody has. Those are the type of players that now he's ours, but the players we don't get. Your Will Bruins, your Pontius Late. We got Pontius Late. You know
He's better than both of them.
No, but he's that kind of guy. Whoa. No,
He's better than both of
No,
them.
you know why he's not better? He's at the next level. The league is moving.
That's why he's better.
No,
The league is
well,
evolving.
yeah, but he is to what the league was then. Now,
He's the Pontius to this league,
Yeah.
what Pontius
Yeah.
was to that.
yeah,
He's the
That's
next
why he's better.
evolution
yeah.
of
No,
Pontius.
because I love the league, I wouldn't say that. If that makes sense.
Oh, I get you.
Yeah. So
I get you.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't put it that way because I love the league.
So the question is,
Oh,
and the answer is a successful potential
Success for me is success, 100%.
with a high potential ceiling because this dude.
yeah, the highest success with more. No success.
I love
Success
this
possible.
Dejan, bro.
And it comes down to something that we talked about last time we were on, where Eddie mentioned that there's a potential, well, not a potential, but it'd be a smart move to hold off on some DP slots and keep the core they have right now. Keep it building. You know what I mean? Dejan Jovic is one of those players that's always going to give you 110% when he's on the pitch. He might not be your Chichas, your Martinez, your Rui Diaz, but if you want to build the core on the attack, I mean, he's one of those guys that you could do it with.
Yeah, definitely. Not just that, dude. It's the heart. It's the
Yeah.
heart for me, bro. It's the heart that 90-minute, 95 plus,
Yeah.
coming back to defense, trying to win that ball, and then sprinting up the field at 100%. That to me, I think, is an intangible that you cannot buy and you cannot find easily in the MLS.
And it's a lot of the little things that, like that.
Wait,
that
we're
he
talking about
does.
Julian?
No, we're talking about Jovic.
Oh, okay. I thought from what his argument was, we thought we were talking about Julian.
Well, the thing, we got two of those motherfuckers, so
No, Willis, you mentioned something that's really important to me, and that is that he doesn't just stay at the top. He actually comes back and plays defense. He comes down. He busts his ass. He did that in the LAFC game. He understood this is one of the guys that comes in new to the league and understands the gravity, the importance of that derby right there. And not only does he understand that the importance of the derby, he scores an important goal in that game.
The important goal. That was a momentum switcher right there.
The sad thing to me, disappointment, was that we didn't see much of him after that. And who knows what's going on behind closed doors in the locker room? Who knows what's going on in practice? Because I really thought if you're going to make a playoff push, you need somebody like him on the pitch paired with Chicha and see what happens. Put them both on the pitch and unleash them and see what happens. Well, we barely got any of that.
We didn't see much of it.
We didn't see much of it.
We saw probably 30 minutes in what, 5-6 games?
Yeah.
So it makes you wonder what's going on in Vanny's mind or who's making those calls.
I just hope Vanny's like that mastermind. Like he's like, I'm playing the long game. I'm gonna keep him hungry.
No, obviously he is playing he's playing the long game because, look, we did not expect to be in the position we were in at the end of the season, and it's kind of tough to say that because of the way the season started.
Right,
but nobody expected the season to begin like this.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Just Brian's making funny gestures in the camera. Like it came out all late.
So what, bro?
Yeah, it's still funny. So, let's move on to some players that we have now. Okay, and we're gonna have had. Sorry, tequila's kicking in. By the way, tequila's the drink of choice today. You want some tequila?
Happy New Year.
I've heard just as much as you. Come on, youngin.
I'm gonna talk about the players that we don't have anymore, and just look at the way their season went. And obviously, potential is not an option on this one. Jonathan Dos Santos.
Thank you.
Also known as the Papita.
No, thank you. To be honest, thank you. That's
just the season. Yeah, you know what?
Thank you.
But cheers to Jonah.
Yeah,
right?
cheers to
overall, yeah, dude, such a great
Jonah.
Personality. Gave us great moments. You know, maybe on the field this wasn't exactly what we wanted, but he was about the team, I believe.
And there was always times where he showed his flashness of being one of the best center mids in the league. Yeah. There was flashes of that. Due to injury, I mean, he couldn't complete his job, couldn't complete his contract, and give us the title. But I mean, that's it. But that's fine.
There was also flashes on his Instagram story.
You know what I mean? Sun's out, titties out, baby. Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
I'm always gonna have a crush on Jonah. That's my guy right there.
Yeah, but let's overall we thank him.
Yeah,
great guy. If you've ever met him or had a chance to
awesome dude,
just say anything briefly to him.
He's awesome.
He's been dope.
Yeah, great person for sure.
But let's just talk about this season.
Yeah.
Okay. Think about this season. I want to go back to that time we had that Megapod 2 years ago. And how it was been 2 years ago, and how hands down, everybody or almost everybody, I want to say, agreed that he was our captain. He was the guy that we were gonna give the captain's armband to. Nobody else. People were saying, "Oh, what about Chicha?" No. It had to be Jonah. He earned it. But it's been 2 years. We can look back now in retrospect, and he might have been a good captain in some respect, but was he really worth that DP money in the end?
No. Well, I guess maybe money wise, we don't know, but it doesn't matter when it comes off the books. On the field, no.
On the field, no, and that's the bottom line, right?
Mm-hmm. For us fans. Yeah.
Because
I enjoyed watching him play with our.
Yeah, but we're talking about this season. You missed the whole toast to Jonas.
Because this past year, he might have been the guy with the captain's armband.
Yeah.
But the real leader on the team was
Chicha.
Sasha.
Oh.
Oh, but I mean, that's beside the point. I think a player like Sasha, him coming to MLS, starting from AYSO, being a local kid, going to Chivas USA, then going to Europe and having that whole stint, and then coming back to LA to the team that actually has won championships. I mean, that's the whole thing. That's a different segment from what Jonah is. Jonah's time here was appreciated, I think, by most fans. And we just got to leave it at that. 2022 is going to be with no Jonah, and it's not going to be that bad. I'm going to let y'all know it's not going to be that bad.
It's not going to be that bad.
And on top of that, it gives us an open roster slot to have an international, a DP, and a potential young player that could destroy this league. There's been rumors about a Chilean CDM that I don't know what's going on, but rumors are going to keep flying. Unfortunately, since the market has opened now, there hasn't been any rumors, but I mean, who's not going to be linked to the Galaxy? You know what I mean? At a certain point, we're going to see
everybody and their mom is linked to the Galaxy.
I think we'll be all right.
I think my mom is linked to the Galaxy.
I think we'll be all right just with players being linked here. The bottom line is that Jonah was not going to be the end all be all. You know what I mean?
Oh, no.
We enjoyed him for what he was and for who he is.
Yeah, we all did, right?
Because he's a genuine person. And he's just a guy that likes to fucking clap, bro. What the fuck? Who doesn't like to clap?
Clapitan, baby.
Clap away, baby. Clapitan. Clap that shit real quick.
You know what? He gave us so...
Let's go. That's it.
He got memed the fuck out twice, bro.
Yeah, dude, like...
Come on. What more can you expect? What more publicity do you want? What more publicity do you want for somebody who is your captain?
Yeah.
Wears a jersey.
Yeah.
Plays hard for the jersey. Unfortunately, those legs don't have enough anymore. Cool, fine, whatever,
clapping,
man.
Bro, let him be.
That's fine. That's cool.
Así como te duelen the legs después de clap a lot, pues no podía correr, güey.
Pues sí.
That's what I'm saying.
¿Qué más se le puede pedir, pues?
Yeah, I think we'll be all right, dude.
We'll be all right.
Let's not worry about that.
I'm not worried about it.
But there is a certain player who left who has a certain Power Ranger girlfriend.
Oof.
That we miss more than him?
That, I mean...
Honestly, I don't.
Porque tú estás casado, güey.
Oh. Puede ser.
But it's... I don't know. Right now, I'm just enjoying 2022 because I actually had my first shot in 6 months.
How'd that feel?
Dude, like, to be honest right now, I'm a little buzzed.
Damn.
A little bit. It's my first shot of in 6 months.
Sorry. The studio's under.
It's also his first shot.
So real quick, I had to run right back in real quick. So I'm gonna just lead us into this next one, and I get to go last, right? So we lost a big name, and I'm gonna say name. That's what I'm gonna say. We lost a big name. As rude as that sounds, we lost a big name in Becky G. Oh, no, just kidding. Sebastian Lletget, right? So Sebastian Lletget got traded, right? And
we got nothing.
No, not nothing. And this is why I want to start this. This is why I want to start this conversation because how long, Willis? And I'm gonna look at you first, Willis.
Cool. Yes.
How long did Eddie Nags from News Across the Galaxy say trade high, right? Sell high. We ended up trading him, but it was trade high. It was sell high, and we ended up trading him. Dude, that guy scored a bicycle kick against LAFC in that 3-0 win in our house. That's our house or that doesn't matter.
It was in our intro for a while.
That I jumped up and screamed about, and I still said sell high, right?
Yep.
You saw the trade.
Yep.
Everyone says we got lowballed. If you would listen to me, and I'm not like this big super soccer expert, and you're not either. The way we don't get paid for this, but you would know. But you would know we got more than enough because we did not sell on time.
Yep. Absolutely right.
Yep.
We have been saying this, and I've been agreeing with you. A lot of people have not been agreeing with you, but I did agree with you that we should have sold at least 2 years ago.
Yep.
And sold high. Why? That injury. That injury, I think, was the beginning of the end as far as what you could get from him. I think from there, what you could get for him in a trade just keeps going down. And he was playing well. Yes, he was playing well. He was doing international duty, but still doing the deed for us. He was still doing the deed for us.
Are you talking about the injury versus Honduras?
Yes.
Because that was so long ago that I don't think it should have factored into this.
No, because it exactly factors into it because it definitely it changed the way he played completely after that.
Yeah, but this is what I'm talking about. At that time, nobody was thinking like, yeah, we're gonna transfer or sell Sebastian Lletget.
That's what I'm telling you. He was. That's what I'm telling you.
Even back
he
then,
was, and I was.
At that time, I thought he was like one of the important guys, one of the young guys that you could build upon in the future. This is where I said about Cabral's potential, where he could improve, evolve, or he could plateau, or even get worse. He potential to just turn out to be a bust. And I don't want to say Lletget was a bust, but that injury definitely impacted his career. It took him a very long time to get back into the kind of form where he could come in and be just an MLS player. Because there were times you guys heard me say, like, what's he doing out there? All he is just filling a roster spot. He's not doing anything else. He's not hurting the team, but he's not doing anything to make them better either. He's just there. He's just there. And you don't even think about him or hear about him during a game. And in his position, you're supposed to be hearing his name because he's supposed to have an influence on the game. But this past year, it's really hard to really pile on him because just like Jonah, he had a very difficult loss in his life. Yeah. All of this is magnified because of what's going on with the pandemic. We're all dealing with it in our own way. And so on top of everything that's going on, obviously he has a death in the family. And so it makes these decisions a little bit harder because he's one of our guys, but when it comes down to it, he was. Yeah, I'm talking about the time though. He's one of our guys, right? He's one of our guys, but when it comes down to it, what are you doing for us?
Yeah, what have you done for me lately?
As a player.
But the thing is, like, I understand, like, just like the Jonah argument that was like, and again, what is like, this is like a broken record. I said sell high early. Where I totally, I feel for him, what we went through this year. Yeah. I can only imagine what it is to lose a sibling, right? But we're talking about before that. We've
been talking about it before that.
Yeah. And we've been saying it. And the thing is, we'll wrap up Sebastian Lletget with this, and then we'll move on to the questions.
Hey, hold on. To be fair, what we got from, I think we got more than we deserve.
Yeah, so that was what I was going to ask you guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I look at online, and people are like, oh, we didn't get shit from him. Like, dude, because this is going to be the most fucked up thing to say. It's because he ain't shit.
No, here's the thing. Here, you know
as a player, as a player, guys, as a player. As a player.
Do you know what influences people's opinion about him more than anything? Is that LA Galaxy's Lletget and the U.S. national team's Lletget are two different creatures.
Even then, hold on. No. There was that one break. I want to talk about that.
No, but here's the thing. He went on to captain the national team during some important games.
Yeah.
But as the season wore on, as the year wore on, his performance did dip. Where towards the end, he wasn't even playing in the World Cup qualifiers. Yeah. So maybe that's the toll of the MLS season. the total of the year. Everything going on is mine.
All right, so let's just answer this question so we can move on to the actual questions, and we're gonna come back and then with Chicha because I think
Loop
that's gonna be
around,
things. So, the trade, just the trade itself. You think it was a good trade, bad trade? We got screwed.
No, it's a good trade.
Yeah,
Great
You
trade.
know why? I felt like, he had hit his ceiling
Yep.
as far as what the LA Galaxy could do with him, as far as in Vanny's program.
Yep.
And you're not just trading him; you're trading away Becky G, which is it's funny. They're a package deal, and I was joking for a while, like, oh, they're gonna go to FC Cincinnati. Imagine Becky G dressing, in Cincinnati gear. But no, they're going to Bruce and they're going to England. I'm sure that with Bruce, that guy's gonna become a Landon Donovan MVP and lead them to MLS Cup glory. And Eddie's gonna be sitting here like wondering
I
what
will
the hell
still not
happened.
regret it. I promise you, I won't.
Hey, you know what? If the Revs win MLS Cup and Sebastian Lletget is one of the reasons why, you have to get a Zubac tattoo, okay?
No,
You got a Biggie G tattoo.
Baby, that's even better. A Becky G tattoo with a little Zubac on the side.
That's my purse.
Zubecki. I'll get a
I don't know
Zubecki
you.
tattoo.
A Bobby Hill tattoo. There you go.
Brian, did we get questions? Do you want to move on to some questions?
We actually did.
You look ready. More
Dude,
ready
I've
than
been
you
ready.
have all year.
We're not,
You should have said
bring it
something.
up, man. Bring it up.
I'm gonna let you know I've been ready for these questions because the whole Sebastian thing should have been a thing that of the past already.
Yeah, Sebastian Lathing. Was,
Sebastian
Sebastian Lathing is a thing of the past.
Sebastian thing. And Zubac misses you, Eddie. Anyway,
He does.
He wrote it down.
Logan Jones. When will we sign big players again like Toronto just did?
dude.
They have yet to sign them, so don't say that yet.
No, I think he's already agreed.
Yeah,
They just need to put pen and ink. I'm sorry.
Pen and paper.
Or then
paper.
it's not
Pen
done
to
yet.
ink.
To respond, hold on. To respond to Logan Jones, do you recognize the name Zlatan Ibrahimovic? Do you recognize the name Robbie Keane? Do you recognize the name David Beckham?
No, but we got to move forward.
Oh, we are the leaders of moving forward. So
Say that to Atlanta United.
I think what we're going through right now with the LA Galaxy, personal opinion, is just how we've done things in the past, which is very Real Madrid-esque. We're going through this transition where we need not to buy important players like that, but buy players that are important for the league. As speaking to like winning titles and shit like that. We don't need the superstars anymore. I don't think so. You just need solid players that can fucking play for you and give you a good run and winning some championships. Like what? So that we've signed big players. It's not
but
about signing big
like-
players.
it's
It's about
like-
signing the right players.
You
Now
want to go a little off track on this question?
it should be about signing the right players.
No, you want to go like off track on this question? That because Edgar and Willis were here for this. My theory.
We'll talk about it then because that's something I really want to do.
We're gonna circle back. It was Logan. That's
That's Logan.
Logan.
He also asked, and not so washed up players. Beckham wasn't washed. Robbie Keane wasn't washed. Zlatan
Thought they were. He was.
Stevie G
Stevie G
was washed.
Stevie
Oh, you
G.
can't give it to my man Stevie G. Come on, bro.
I'm sorry, man. I'm a Fulham fan. I don't give a fuck.
I'm not either, but he was
Yeah,
washed.
obviously you don't give a fuck about winning either, but it's all good.
Oh, who's been
You're
winning
full
Premier
of
League
it.
this
You're
year?
full of it. You're full of it.
You're full of it.
Hey, at least we have a Michael Jackson statue
Who
for a
are
while.
you? Who are you?
Who are you?
Yeah.
Anyways,
I don't think the players that we've signed recently are washed players. It's just they haven't been the right fit.
first of all,
Because Zlatan in this league,
You know what?
Destroy.
on his
You know
own.
what? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go totally left field because I don't agree with this. But I'll tell you, in this demographic, Chicha was a big signing.
definitely.
Obviously,
Yeah.
because
Oh yeah,
But there you
Definitely.
go. We maybe after Zlatan, the biggest signing this league has seen.
yeah,
Since
100%,
Zlatan.
100%.
So there you go.
didn't you? I don't know about you guys. I felt that Zlatan coming when he did was more of a sideshow than anything else.
We all.
I
thought,
think in the beginning, you're right. But when shit got serious, and he started scoring goal every fucking game. Shit got serious.
But what I'm saying is, he didn't strike me like one of those guys like David Beckham, Robbie Keane, where he is coming here to win championships for the long haul, and he's really being part of the.
But those are different type
of
players. They play football to play football.
Yeah, but that's what the same thing. Like I'm telling you, I think in the beginning it was that, but when you seen how important he was to our team at that point, scoring a goal every game, averaging a goal every game.
That's impressive.
That's impressive. Not just impressive. Single-handedly almost got us to this playoff.
Look, man.
Well, we had no business.
At one point, he did.
Yeah, and at one point he did.
When it really comes down to it,
why isn't he still here then?
Yeah. Dude, when it really comes down to it,
he did what he could.
No. Why isn't he still here? If he really cared,
he was better than the league.
He didn't care about the league.
He didn't
That's
care
a whole
about
different
shit.
thing.
No. But
he was better than the league.
You want guys that really care about the team and the league and want to help push it forward. He came in here as kind of like a side chick. He's like, I'm gonna have my little summer fling.
We had our great times though.
Yeah, it was like a summer fling. Summer loving.
Look,
and he
used us the same way we used him.
We were his rebound. He got better and then went on to set it out.
He was our rebound
the rest of his career.
Yeah, that's true.
He wasn't our rebound because we were worse off after he left.
We were the bad bitch he's gonna remember for the rest of his life. All right, so let's keep it real.
Just be glad you got to fuck a 10. You know?
Yeah. Hey, when you fuck a lion, you come quick. All right.
No.
Jesus Christ! Hey, y'all go on to the next question, please. Please go on to the next question.
Sorry,
please do. I do not want to hear anymore.
Right. Check it out. Spenny asked.
Who's that?
Some fool. Adrian P13. Chicha, 17 goals and 20 starts. Isn't talked about enough.
Oh, that's actually the player we're going to close with. So we'll go next.
He also says 30P signed by the summer, which is something we're going to get to.
Circle back to
his other one.
He should be on Nag.
Hold on. I think this one's going to be.
That guy should be on Nag.
Yeah, he should be.
He has great questions.
This is a good question. Over under 48 points in 2022.
Oh, you guys keep that one going. I'll be back.
48 points. 2022.
I like that.
What was it again? I'm sorry.
That's a good over under.
48 points. 2022 over
34
under.
games.
How many games?
34.
34 games.
Wait,
48 points.
3 times 34.
And if you guys
You're talking about the
are,
team?
Yeah.
Yeah, the team.
I think
48
I think they're gonna need 50 points at least to make it to the playoffs.
so everybody
This year?
on the
It's gonna
live
be a
chat right
more
now.
balanced
First place.
schedule this year
First
than
place
any-
was what? 72?
I think this year is going to be a more balanced schedule that the league has seen in a long time because we're finally beginning to get a little bit more balance after these last two COVID seasons, and also the number of teams is going to be almost pretty much balanced. So I don't know. I really think they need to score at least 50. I mean, have not score, but have 53 points at least to qualify for the playoffs. I mean, as we're talking like the lowest denominator.
Yeah, the last place. Last place going in.
So what you're trying to say is that 48 over is the mark that we should be hitting this upcoming
A little bit
season.
more than that. I mean, I mean, if you're going to back into the playoffs, then yeah, maybe.
Well,
Is that what we're going to get,
this is the thing with the questions that he asked.
Is that what we're going to get?
There's also a question.
Is that what we're going to get?
No, but this is what I'm telling you. This is a question that poses another question. If we're going to go get another DP in the summer, are we going to bring in a DP right now that the window's open? Are we going to wait for it for the next year when there's a World Cup year? We get some better players and you just build a core with Gam, Jam, Tam, Lamb players? Or what do you do?
You know what?
I mean,
a lot of this ends up becoming. Well, let me back up a little. Okay, in LA, we have the Dodgers, the Lakers, the Kings, the Clippers, all these teams, right? The Clippers have yet to win a championship, but the Dodgers and the Kings and Galaxy so have the Sparks. We're used to having instant gratification with our teams. I know Laker fans do. They have a sense of entitlement, so they always want to win, no matter
so
what
do
the
Galaxy
cost.
fans. To be honest, so do we.
Galaxy fans.
Facts.
So do we.
Facts.
So the Galaxy fans, Galaxy fans, they want to win. They want to win, and so it comes down to how long are you willing to wait for this project to happen? Because in the NBA, you could go ahead and get a LeBron James who, I guarantee Laker fans were shitting on and still shitting on right now.
100%.
They still don't accept him as a Laker, but you know what? He brought you an NBA title.
Yeah.
Right? Now, the LA Galaxy in soccer is a little bit different. You could have a team that could catch fire in the playoffs to win an MLS Cup like the Pigeons did, or you could slowly build to it and become not just good for 1 year, but become a dynasty.
So then what are we doing right now? What is the route that you would take as a GM / coach, seeing the needs that you have right now, which is a definite center back, a definite center mid that could go along with Rebel Song, and maybe a cam or a winger that could make a difference in this league?
It all comes
Where do you
down
go?
It all comes down to patience, because it's really hard to ask this of MLS. I mean, the LA Galaxy fans, because going into 2022, it's going to be 8 years since we last won an MLS Cup. So
we tired. We tired.
To ask us to
because recent titles,
we're restarting, right? I mean, the restart partly began 2 years ago now, because when GBS left, you hit the reset button to bring in Banning. Last year, if they would have made the playoffs, would have been a bonus. They didn't make the playoffs, but it's a step forward, right? Although when it comes down to it, the point total was almost the same as when GBS was here, but it's a step forward. It's a new program, so then it becomes a question of how much patience do the Galaxy fans have, how much patience the front office have, and
I'm gonna stop you there. Galaxy fans have no patience at all. 100%. We have no patience for shit, and I'm gonna tell you why. For the majority of the part, a lot of LA Galaxy fans are also Laker fans who have won multiple titles here in this city, and rightfully so. You need to be entitled to those shits, because when you win a title for your city, that shit is fucking lit. Do you remember the 2014 championship title that we seen here? Do you remember the 11 and the 12 title that we against Houston back to back? How lit this city was. Imagine being a bigger team like the Lakers or like the Dodgers who win titles. We are yearning for a title here in MLS. That 6-star, you know how good that 6-star is gonna look in our fucking jersey.
We're not patient.
Chef's kiss,
You know what I mean?
baby.
So when you see the roster that we have now, and when you see what we have ahead of us, are you willing to hold off on the DP in the summer? Which is one of the questions that Spenny asked. Mm-hmm. In order for us to get another DP next season, where we have Chicha off the books, who's the DP in international, and basically giving us an opportunity to get somebody from the World Cup who's going to come over here and give us another title. Would you be willing to do that as a Galaxy fan who is not as biased, because we know how the fucking soccer world works?
Yes, I am. I am because I myself I'm a patient man.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm probably the wrong person to ask, because I'm probably more patient than most people are with their teams.
But here's the thing for you, Willis. You live up north. Us here, we live down here.
But he's from here.
And we're what I'm getting at.
He's still from more south.
We're season ticket holders, though. And we invest in it. And this is not a knock on you. What I'm saying is,
It is.
we invest
Hey,
in
I paid $49 for fucking
No.
ESPN Plus.
Here.
Don't come at me with
This
that.
is what I'm coming at. What I'm saying is, like, we invest in this
Yeah,
team.
no, you're right.
And we're pouring our money, not just because we love the sport, but we love our team. And some of the people that were willing to be patient waiting for that shiny gold, thing, that fool's gold down south at LAFC, and now they're fucking screwed. But here we are, right?
No.
We're rebuilding our team.
I'm gonna let you know something, dude.
Okay.
That other team that's across the street from us.
What other team?
Who the fuck is that? To be honest, who the fuck is that? No. Back to the questions that we had.
That's why. I want to touch on. Hold on. No, I want to touch on that. The question. So here's the thing.
The 17 goals in 20 games that Chicha has played in. Spenny is correct. It is not talked about enough. You know why? Because we have no fucking cam.
We weren't there yet.
Yeah, I just asked the question.
But the signings, we're talking about the signings. Here's the thing. I want to bring up something that our good friend David Godino, who you will have on here soon. Godino art. You can see some of his paintings up there. The Kobe Jones and Kobe Bryant painting. Very talented painter, artist.
Luke Skywalker.
He brought up something very interesting. And I brought it up slightly, but not in the way he brought it up. We're entering a very unique year. And where this World Cup's in the winter. The most informed players will be MLS players. So why not? The way the league runs. So why not try to get these guys in the summer?
I disagree with you because I'm going to say this. I think the most informed, the best informed players are going to be the guys in Europe and playing other leagues that are going to have their season cut in half. MLS players are going to be at the end of the ropes.
No, because they're going to be barely.
No, MLS players are going to be at the end of the ropes because look at the MLS season. Look at what we were just talking about, Biafanya.
And we're starting earlier, too.
The MLS season is a marathon. And I mean... That's a word we throw around a lot as a metaphor, the marathon. Mm-hmm. Have you ever run a marathon? Have you even run a 5K?
I can't even round down my street.
When you start running,
I did a Spartan run.
The first 5 minutes, you're like, okay, I got this. Ooh. 5 minutes later, you start to breathe heavy and your legs start to burn and it starts to hurt. Now
you're fucked.
Now we're talking about marathon. Marathons last up to 6 to 8 hours for your normal Joe. Mm-hmm. Now we're talking about Major League Soccer. We're talking about the season starts in late February. It's going to run all the way to November, early December. That's a long way. Well, I heard it was going to be 11 days from MLS Cup to the beginning of, the World Cup. And if you have a player that's going to be on your national team, the U.S. national team that's going to be playing in the MLS Cup, and then told you have 12 days, 14 days, whatever, to get ready to play for your national team.
That's enough.
After a long season, you're burned out.
Yeah, you're burned out.
But you were playing soccer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
12 days. Unless you're really physical and capable.
Remember,
12 days is more than enough.
Yeah, if you can't do it, then you shouldn't be going to
exactly.
Soccer is not baseball.
All right, this is not even Galaxy anymore.
Yeah, it's a whole different thing.
Is that it for questions?
That's it for questions. Hey, to be honest, everybody that submitted the question.
These are some good questions. Look how we're arguing about this shit.
Yeah, shout out to you guys.
Because it took us to another route, which is beautiful.
And back around to we're here, where NAG started.
Yeah,
like if it wasn't for the one listener we had, if it was just the one, we wouldn't be.
It was me, guys. It was me. Yeah. I was here.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
That was me.
You guys.
I was the first
Cheers
listener.
to you guys. Cheers to all you guys. Yeah. Oh, Frank, you're empty. Jesus, hold his hand.
I hold him.
Cheers to you guys. All right, cool. So,
take us out, baby.
Yeah, take us out.
Yeah. Well, I mean. Yeah,
I thought we were gonna talk
ain't
about.
nobody want to fucking listen.
Take me out, baby.
Take me out. Talk about Brock Lesnar.
Take us out.
Yeah, we'll wrap out with that. That's actually, by the way, we're gonna test a couple things, right?
Wrap it up, B. Fuck Brock Lesnar.
We want you guys to to know the Nag Boys a little more because we nerd out. We
do
like a lot of things. We like Spider-Man, even though some people haven't fucking seen it. We love Marvel. We love WWE. We love. Some of us love anime.
Ooh, we love anime.
We love
anime.
Pokemon. It's just everything. You're everywhere. Boxing, other
Alcohol.
sports, alcohol. So we are trying to show. Chewy's right. We just want to show you guys another side of us. So we're gonna we're gonna put out some just like extra footage just for you guys to enjoy.
This is Nag After Dark.
Apparently after this is over, we're gonna put out something about talking about Brock Lesnar and shit. So.
Yeah. So if you guys want to tune into just Nag After Dark, we're gonna release clips after this live episode. Because we're going to continue talking all our shit. Mm-hmm. We're going to keep drinking.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Maybe go to sleep.
Maybe lose sleep. But yeah, hey, you know what though? Honestly, from the bottom of our hearts, like, I'm not going to put us down anymore, but just like us being us.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Like, I live my everyday life, and for anybody to come up to me and say I love your podcast or I listen to you guys is amazing. You know, that feeling is like undescribable. If we didn't do this, believe we will still do this without mics. That's all it is, right?
Because we did it before. We're gonna keep doing it. We've done it before. This show was before the show even started. Exactly. We would do this at the stadiums.
But don't mind the first episodes because those shits were fucking garbage.
Those were garbage. This is pure love for the galaxy.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's what it is, right? We're one of you. We're not experts. If you disagree with us, that's fucking great. Come tell us our face.
Send us a fucking tweet. Tell us, fuck you.
Yeah. We're not experts.
And then
we would get a lot more views in those episodes than we do now.
yeah. Hook us up. The one resolution I will give for the Nag Boys is we're gonna keep trying. We're gonna keep working harder. We're gonna keep on nagging. That's what we're gonna do. Let's go, baby. So. For Edgar, Brian, Chewy, Willis, my name's Eddie. We're going to get up out of here. Till next time. What is it, Brian?
Keep on nagging.
Keep on nagging.
Hey,
Keep on nagging.
Hey, yo.